Welcome to this Wood Solutions campus presentation on selling and supplying timber and wood products that are fit for purpose in an application exposed to key hazards such as bushfire, termites and highly corrosive environments. This table is from an earlier presentation and shows the importance of key performance requirements for applications facing specific hazards and are discussed in detail in this presentation. These applications are those where regulatory requirements exist that require specific and potentially abnormal levels of performance, such as in the building envelope in a declared bushfire-prone area, or the material is exposed to particularly hazardous conditions, usually outside. To be fit for purpose, the supplied material has to resist these hazards through correct product selection and good design and installation practice. Other performance requirements remain important, but material selection will primarily be driven by the hazards. Requirements around three key hazards regularly cause issues with timber and wood products in applications. These are compliance with the requirements of AS 3959, construction of buildings in bushfire-prone areas, resistance to termite attack, and resistance to highly corrosive environments such as those found around pools and spa baths. Compliance with AS 3959 is regulated and deals with timber and wood products used in the building envelope. So it includes resisting exposure outside, particularly exposure to fire. Resistance to termites is also regulated and affects the selection and supply of timber used inside and outside. Resistance to the highly corrosive environments is not regulated, but is an important consideration of timber and insulation systems outside, especially decking. The National Construction Code, or NCC, has specific requirements for buildings built in bushfire-prone areas. It requires compliance with AS 3959, construction of building in bushfire-prone areas. This standard sets out means to determine the bushfire attack level, or BAL rating, for the intended site. This sets the level of risk of significant damage from bushfire. The standard then establishes restrictions on the use of materials in the external envelope of the building and in decks. Restrictions increase with the assessed bushfire attack level, or BAL rating. They apply to timber and other materials in external cladding, decking, windows and doors. There are no restrictions on using timber for concealed structural applications, such as walls, floors or roofs, or internal finishes such as flooring. The questions needed to confirm product requirements include: is the building in a bushfire-prone area? If it is, the requirements of the standard will apply. Then, what is the bushfire attack level, or BAL, of the site? This will determine the areas of the building covered by the standard's requirements. Next is if the timber or wood product is likely to be used outside. Requirements don't impact wood protected inside. Finally, if it is outside, where is it used outside relative to the ground or the surface of any deck? Special requirements apply to these and other locations. More information on correctly using timber in bushfire-prone areas is available in Wood Solution guides and other courses in the Wood Solutions campus website.
Bushfire rating, you can't get a building permit today without a bushfire rating. Now, obviously, if you're getting into the high areas where the rating goes up to BAL 29, if you get to BAL 29, there are only 7 species that are available under the regulations that you can use. After that, you can't use any timbers in an external situation.
Termites are insects that eat the cellulose in buildings, such as timber and wood products. They are particularly aggressive in the northern part of Australia. The NCC includes requirements for termite protection in buildings, with requirements in Queensland more demanding than those in other states. Termite management in buildings includes excluding the termites from the building. Always advise that best practice construction detailing is used when using timbers in areas prone to insect attack and using resistant or treated timber. Selecting naturally resistant or treated timber is an important part of ensuring that timber subject to insect attack is not affected. Recommend at least H2 treatment for internal structural material and H3 treatments for external applications away from the ground.
You must consider termites in the context particularly of a subfloor situation.
Yep. Ventilation is very important there.
Perfect havens for a termite nest is a poorly ventilated subfloor.
Commonly used chemicals can create highly corrosive environments for timber, finishes and fixings, particularly hidden and embedded steel. Timber usually resists chemicals well. However, problems regularly occur when pool and similar chemicals react with fixing, finishes and some timber species. This is particularly an issue in warmer climates. The result can be unacceptable discoloration of the wood, failure of the finish, corrosion of the fixings, or a combination of all three. All can lead to unhappy customers seeking redress. Ask if decking or other timber is to be used in the splash zones for pools and spas, or in other areas near treated water or similar chemicals, and recommend to the customer that they get specialist advice on fixings and coatings. In summary, timber can be exposed to key hazards in applications. To be fit for purpose, material has to resist these hazards through correct product selection and good installation practice. The requirements of the products and systems to resist these hazards include compliance with AS 3959, construction of buildings in bushfire prone areas, resistance to termite attack, and resistance to highly corrosive environments.